Hello there and welcome to our Elite FPL reactionary video to Gameweek 9, which has been a very frustrating one for myself and my good friend Steve-O over there in London. Steve-O, enjoying the summer still?
Yeah, summer, 3 months ago. But yeah, so like we just said, it's a reactatory podcast to literally, as we're talking to you guys right now. And as we know, there's a game going on as we speak, Everton versus Crystal Palace. And about 5 minutes ago, Palace missed a penalty. So Ben Towler will have been kicking himself because it would have been a Zaha assist. Connor Lee also had Zaha in his team. Ben didn't have Zaha in his team. He got him in place. We'll go into that in a minute. But Connor Lee definitely did have Zaha in his team. My apologies there. So yeah, we're going to look at the teams as they stand at the moment, all the permutations of what's going to be happening as we speak, what players we got left to play and stuff. But first of all, we'll just recap over the scores yesterday. It was Chelsea, Man United. It ended up 2-2. Hazard just a 1 point. I believe he got a yellow card in that game. So I know there were some people that captained him in our league. Ben being one of them, a complete disappointment there. Bournemouth, Southampton 0-0. Southampton continuing their really good form against Bournemouth, not losing. But Ryan Fraser did actually start the game, so good news for certainly for Jason there. Cardiff. So you and Jason were really praising them, really promoting them, saying that they should beat Fulham. And my goodness, the history was right about goals galore, but it was more in favour of Fulham and went the other way this week. And yeah, Man City absolutely thrashing us 5-0. It was just a demolition there. Aguero got his standard 1 goal. I mean, it's really difficult for me because even though I'm a Burnley fan, it's like, well, I know we're going to lose. When I went onto livescore.com and I saw it was 1-0, I just went, who scored? Oh, it was Aguero. Right, okay. I don't care anymore. We're going to lose the game anyway. It's a question of by how many. Or if it just ends 1-0, at least Aguero may get some bonus points. Well, by 4:40, yeah, it was 5-0. And obviously Aguero, Jason will be happy with David Silva getting in 2 assists. And Mendy as well getting an assist as well. Brighton continued their excellent form against Newcastle. 1-0 winners there. West Ham United, a very low-scoring game there, probably the lowest scoring game between these two teams over the last 6 fixtures, being 1-0 victory to Tottenham. It wasn't Harry Kane, though. It was that man, Eric Lamela. And I tell you what, Dan, I've been looking at Eric Lamela. He's only played something like 167 minutes this season. He scored 3 goals and got 1 assist. And I thought, he's a player that I reckon okay, with hindsight now, looking at it, you wish you brought him in instead of Mora, but, you know, that's just hindsight. Probably the shock result of the day. Wolves losing 2-0 to, Watford.
Watford, yeah, 2 quick fire goals.
Yeah, and that guy Pereira in among the goals again. Decora with his assist, double assist there. And then on to the game in the evening, where this was the most kind of drama, where it was 1-0 to Liverpool. That man Salah, no Trent Alexander-Arnold, no Mane that you brought in, no Firmino that Terry Roos had as his captain. Not only that, but he'd be ruining the day when, although ironically, he may have come on. Terry's vice-captain was only Hazard, so it doesn't really affect much there because he would have got the same thing. But yeah, so any quick thoughts on yesterday's games, Dan? How you were feeling? Certainly about, well, I've got it written down here, you brought in Mane this week.
Yeah, I mean, obviously anyone who watched the last podcast will be here. I was getting over a cold. So I watched all 3 games watched 3 games yesterday. Chelsea United, West Ham Tottenham, and Huddersfield Liverpool. But obviously the game that I was really on my seat waiting for was the Huddersfield Liverpool game. I was gutted about Mane, and it's just one of those things when you look back and you think, he didn't train during the week, and that should have told me something, but I just wanted to take the gamble. There's always that little demon sitting on my shoulder telling me, take a gamble, take a gamble, take a gamble. But having said that, when I heard that Man City won 5-0 against Burnley, I was thinking, oh God, why didn't I get Sterling in? But Sterling didn't start. And you're there scratching your head and you're thinking to yourself, like, I mean, I took Kane out and I watched the West Ham Tottenham game. It was a very tight game, very congested in the midfield. Diop was brilliant against Kane. Kane didn't get sniffed, and Lucas Moura was quiet as well. But Lamella looks. We always talk about confidence on these podcasts. He was doing a lot of skills, getting involved, tracking back. Looks like he's finding his feet a bit. So that could be an interesting differential looking forward. But I mean, Liverpool. When I was watching the game, I was thinking, God, Salah. When he scored early on, I was thinking he's going to punish me. But to their credit, Huddersfield played really well. They give Liverpool a really good game. And I think they're going to show a lot of fight for the rest of the season. So, pretty rubbish. I mean, what's the average score like? Average?
I don't know, to be honest. To be honest with you, Dan, I honestly don't know, because a lot of benched players yesterday. And I mean, if we look at our teams now, Dan, so if we look at Jason, that's top of our 12 Elite Mini League, which of course is what we take really, really seriously. And as it stands, Jason is on, as it stands, as we speak live. So I don't know what the Crystal Palace score is now, but Jason's on 45 points, -4, so he's on 41. He took a -4 hit. So it's on 47. Yeah. So as we see here, Richarlison with, obviously it's still 0-0. And now 0-0 for me is actually ideal.
Hold on, let's have a look, because got to wait for my computer to catch up here. But Richarlison's got 3 points. So
yeah, so he's got his clean sheet then so far. So it's still 0-0 as we speak. Okay. And so Jason brought in Richarlison. He brought in Aguero. So he brought in Richarlison for Moura and Aguero for Kane. And overall, he's made a +8, because obviously he captained Aguero, and Kane and Moura only got a total of 5 points. I mean, even now think about it, doing the maths live, +8, +9. He's actually +10 up, thanks to Richarlison at the moment keeping a clean sheet. And that's the only player he's got left, with, of course, the Arsenal game tomorrow evening, which is the one game, and you've got, we'll come to your team in a minute.
But look at who Jay's got on the bench.
Yes.
And at the moment, 6 points. So,
although, to be fair, I mean, Jason's overall rank 884th in the world. Okay. He had a really good day yesterday. I mean, Ryan Bennett, 2-0 loss. He's got a double up on Wolves there. No one expected a 2-0 loss, but these things happen, unfortunately. But if we look at Ben Towler's team, who's second in our league, so Jason is, or he was, as I was doing this research, was 37 points clear of Ben. Ben's had a terrible game week so far, 22 points.
Even less than us, too.
Well, he did another team that took a -4 hit. He took out Mane, which was wise, and took out Zaha, and he brought in Kevin De Bruyne, who's a massive differential, and Mitrovic. But as it stands, that's a total of a +1. So Ben's +1 there, but he's got Richarlison playing as it stands, and he'll have Bellerin playing tomorrow. But me personally, I don't think Bellerin's going to get a clean sheet. He may get some attack and returns like he did against Fulham. I did predict that last week, but I can't see him getting a clean sheet, but you never know. So Ben is 17 points clear of third spot, Terry Roos. Now Terry is, we've already spoke to him already, but he took he didn't take a hit, he just did 2 transfers. However, he brought in Mr. Mende for Trippier. So he brought in Doherty of Wolves and Mende, and got rid of Stephen Ward of Burnley and Trippier. So he's actually up. He's up by 5 points. So quite clearly there, Jason Terry's done a really good transfer there. The only downside is, and can you believe it, it's a differential captain of Firmino, but of all that he actually had Salah. And I can't believe his thinking now. I would have just taken the safety on Salah, but, and of course, as we see, Firmino only got 13 minutes and he just got the 1 point there. So on to the 4th spot. Oh, and he's got Richarlison and Maddison left. So Lee Phillips in 4th. Terry's now. This is when the gap's slowly closing up now. So Terry's only 7 points ahead of Lee. Lee took a -4, so he wasn't 39. I don't know what he's on now. Is it still 39? Has he got Richarlison, anybody like that playing? Or if you scroll up, Dan? Oh, he's on 41. So he's on 41 at the moment, -4, that's 37. But yeah, 37 points at the moment. Took a 4-point hit. Brought in Doherty and Mitrovic. That brought him 6 points. Got rid of Holobas. So there we are, straight away, that he's up. And Arnautovic he got rid of as well. Surprisingly, they're considering Arnautovic is...
I mean, Arnautovic had 2 big chances yesterday. I mean, if he was up against a lesser keeper than Lloris, he would have scored. So.
Okay. Do you think that was a mistake by Lee getting rid of Arnautovic? Although admittedly, Mitrovic, with his fixtures coming up, is excellent. But with Arnautovic's fixtures as well, what do you think on that transfer, Dan?
I think in the short term, Mitrovic will pay off. I mean, he got the assist yesterday. Obviously, I've seen that Fulham scored twice, so I was expecting at least a goal. But in the long term, Arnautovic, with the fixtures that West Ham have got coming up, might punish him. It's pretty tough to get, past Tottenham's defence. But I think in the short term, Mitrovic will benefit him. But there's a bit of a differential because there's quite a few Mitrovic owners in the top half of the league. So the jury's still out on that. Should we fair to look at our teams or get yours?
Well, we'll come on to that if we go to mine, because I am ahead of you, Dan, as we all know. So
at the moment,
on to me. I am one lucky sod. So it's very rare for me to get bench points coming off, but my goodness, I was constantly updating the livescore.com feed, and I was banging my head thinking, please don't let Trent come on. Please don't let Trent come on. He didn't come on, and I've got so originally I was playing a 4-3-3. So I actually left Knockout on the bench, and I was actually playing Trippier anyway. And I'd left Brooks on the bench as well. So I was playing, like I said, a 4-3-3. So in reality, I'm just getting the points that I would have had anyway. But when I saw the team news come out that Knockout wasn't starting, I'm just thinking, what on earth? Knockout's one of the key players of Brighton this season, and he's not playing away against Newcastle. Come on, what? This is just my luck. Always happens to me. Every single year.
I think I'm Knockout as.
Sorry, I didn't actually hear that, Dan. You're breaking up. Sorry.
You think to him, the way he plays, it's like a very poor man's Hazard. But when I seen that he wasn't playing, I was just thinking of your team, and I was just thinking that's really, really unlucky,
Yeah, I mean, it was this classic thing of please don't, because again, he's one of the more attacking players for Brighton. They were 1-0 up. Chris Hughton, we all know, likes to shut up shop, and even getting a 0-0 he would have been happy with. And I was just thinking, please do not bring on Knockout, for crying out loud. At least I'll get something off the bench. And turns out, like I said, 7 points. Now, I mean, as it stands right now, I'm going to be -6 overall, because I took out AWB, so that's Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's getting a clean sheet as it stands. I took out Lucas Moura, that's 3 points. That's a total of 9 points, and Trippier and Brooks only got me 7. So minus my 4 points on top of that, I'm actually down on points, would you believe, in total. And obviously my captain came through. I've still got Maddison to play. Like I said, I'm really hoping this game ends 0-0, because for me personally, that means that my Hennessy differential pick will come through. And not many players have got Aaron Wan-Bissaka as their first sub coming on. So I'm really
funny you say that.
Yes, this is the thing. So moving on to your team.
Oh, down in 14. Like, come on.
Yeah, you're down in 14.
Relegation.
You were on 22 points yesterday. I don't know what you're on now as we
29.
speak. 29 points. And yes, you have Aaron Wan-Bissaka as we speak coming off the bench. So just a quick bit of maths. As it stands right now, you took a -4 hit. So actually, you're going to be, as it stands, +2 overall as it stands, because obviously Mane didn't come on. So obviously, and you've got Lacazette, which again, I think he's going to punish Leicester. I think Lacazette's going to do something. So you've got Lacazette to play. So yeah, how are you thinking about your team, Dan?
Looking at that midfield, I just want to cry, but I'm not. I've got to be professional. I mean, yeah, it's just so frustrating, the whole thing when you bring in a player and they don't start. But I took a bit of a gamble, it didn't pay off, and then Rico didn't start, and
another one.
But and I thought, oh god, I've got Wan-Bissaka, he's going to come off the bench. But obviously when people watch this video, they'll know, but it could, in a weird way, pay off for me. And yesterday I was watching the West Ham Tottenham match, and I was thinking, what has it come to when I've got to be relying on Tottenham to get me points? Because Trippier was obviously playing, and West Ham were putting all this pressure on. Hernandez, Arnautovic, and Arnautovic had a late chance at one-on-one with Lloris, and Lloris made a great save, and I was just like, this is what a weird, messed up game FPL. We've got an Arsenal fan hoping that Tottenham keep a clean sheet and get a win away at West Ham. It's just crazy. Yeah. But Trippier kind of paid off for me, but got the captain right, which is obviously good. Taking Kane out more. We'll see what happens with that over the next few game weeks. But all I can really hope is,
I mean, looking back at the because obviously we did our prediction video the other day, and if anybody wants to watch our prediction video, by all means watch it. We always bang on about, well, I do anyway. We always bang on about the history being so good. I mean, you yourself are quite good at predicting games, although this year you're having a bit of a mare. I always just seem to fail at getting the outcomes just in general. But this weekend has been absolutely terrible. I mean, the history's only in total got 3 outcomes correct, but it's got one game spot on, which was the Brighton game. So looking at this, I mean, you got 4 outcomes correct. You got the Chelsea game spot on. You got the draw right.
I think the draws are very good in that game.
It doesn't look like this weekend's going to plan for the history like it has done for the previous 8 game weeks. What are you expecting for tomorrow's game? Now you've seen what's happened over this weekend, are you thinking now Arsenal can take real advantage of this?
I really hope so. I mean, obviously Chelsea United, mainly Chelsea, dropping points yesterday. And on a side note, just brilliant seeing Mourinho kick off at the Chelsea assistant as well. But a fair result yesterday, a decent result for United. But tomorrow, it's that whole thing of like, obviously it's my own team. And when your own team plays Monday, 8 o'clock, it just seems like forever. You're waiting for the whole weekend, seeing what everyone else has done. Evening kick-off. I'm feeling quite positive. I think both teams are attacking. I just hope we can carry on the form we've had. And I'm really praying to God that Lacazette can do something. But it's not going to be easy. I said this to somebody earlier. It's not, they've obviously got Maguire at the back. And they've got quality players that can punish us. But I'll tell you one thing. I was really close to putting in Vardy. And I've got this bad feeling that Vardy might, because the fixtures for Leicester over the next 6 or 7 game weeks are looking pretty. After this game tomorrow, the Vardy could score. After that, the fixtures are really good. Hence why I've still got Schmeichel and Madison. So, in an ideal world, we win, I don't know, 3-1, 4-1. Madison gets a goal, Lacazette gets a hat-trick. But I think I'm going to say it will still be 2-1 to the Arsenal. It's not going to be as easy as, this form has got to, gradually stop. But I'm really banking on Lacazette to get them out of a tight spot here. Or else this game would be a complete write-off, unfortunately.
I mean, you may as well come out the screen share now as we just talk our normal pieces. But I mean, Jason is just completely dominating the league at the moment. I mean, 37 points ahead of the second spot, and then it's just this. I mean, Ben Towler ahead of Terry, 17 points as we speak, but it gets so. I mean, sorry, if we bring up the league as it stands right now. Sorry, Dan, to be about it. We bring up the league now. I mean, it is so tight between 4th, and I mean, I don't know how far down we've got to go, but it is going to be pretty tight between fourth and. I mean, when I say tight, I mean, like I said, I'm only 4 points off fourth spot, but with the points with my points coming off the bench, it looks like I'm going to end up being fourth after this game week. So I'll be back up there, and then of course all the teams below us. You got Dale Bellamy, Cy Bellamy, Daniel Benson, all just congested into this small little group of players and stuff. And it's really I mean, going on your team, Dan, if you come back to us, sorry, are you happy with your team as it stands, or are you thinking like I always say? I mean, did you even do the thing that I do, which is pick your team immediately once the game update? Are you happy with your team, or are you thinking of taking another 4 point hit?
I mean, obviously these 4 point hits will come back to haunt me. And you say about this little, below the top four, that's still gathering, that's kind of trying to get up the league, and I'm kind of like falling back down. And I would assume that Mane will play the next game. I mean, those fixtures, Fulham at home, Cardiff at home. I need Mane to, I don't know, I need to see some sort of special doctor and stay fit, because I don't really want to be taking another 4 point hit. I might be tempted and fate by saying this, but I'm glad in a way that I got rid of Kane. That frees up a few more funds to get
it's funny you say that, because
that's the thing. But it's my defence that I've reverted back from at the start of the season. I had Robertson in, and now I've got Trippier, but doubling up on Wolves defenders, obviously the goalkeeper and Doherty, who served me really well since the wild card, backfired yesterday, and just frustrating. But you need, with Liverpool's games coming up, you cannot not have coverage for Liverpool players. You need Liverpool players for those games coming up. I know they didn't set the world alight yesterday, but it's never going to be easy away at Huddersfield. But the games coming up, it's got to be either Salah, Mane, Robertson, or else you're going to just drop down even further. So I'm in that position where I want to take calculated risks, but if I take too many stupid gambles, I'm going to fall down. And then that fourth spot, I mean, I'm like 40 points off it at the moment. It's not impossible, but Lee Phillips is on pretty good form at the moment. So yeah.
Well, again, I think with Lee, it's more the fact that, let's be honest here, he's used up all his chips, and that's why he's shot up the league.
Oh, all of them.
So I believe he's used all of his chips so far this season, and they're gone now. He can't use anything at all. For me, I'm looking at the team, and it's the big game on Monday evening between Tottenham and Man City. And you mentioned Harry Kane there, and you mentioned about the fact that in the West Ham game he was dropping deeper and deeper. Now, Eriksen, did he come on at all, Eriksen? Do you have any idea about that?
Yeah, he did come on, I think.
Did at that point, did Harry Kane seem to let loose a bit and then maybe play a bit more advanced forward, or was Moore still on the pitch? I've caught you off guard, haven't I?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't remember. But all I can remember is, I think actually, please correct me if I'm wrong, anyone in the comments, I do believe that Eriksen came on for Kane towards the. I know Kane came off towards the end and looked quite dejected because he just didn't. The option was just brilliant yesterday. I think it was probably my man of the match, to be fair, for West Ham. He played really well. And it was even a case of Salah as well. Like, he had a really good opportunity in the second half, similar to his goal. And I thought, oh no, here we go, second goal. But he missed that. And the defender, I think it's Schindler for Huddersfield, played really well at the back. Yeah, he was putting in some great blocks. It was actually a really entertaining match, even though it was only 1-0. But I think yesterday, to summarise it, it was just one of those days where, like, Anthony Martial gets 2 goals away at Stamford Bridge, things like that. Players that you're just thinking, knock off.
Rudiger and Barkley, and Hazard not even getting anything, form of attacking returns.
Yeah, I mean, Hazard was kind of, once again, dropping deep and popping the ball off in the first half. But United, in the second half, was pressing really high up and quite aggressive. And it was just, the cliches there, but it literally was a game of 2 halves. really, make much of a difference.
If you were to have, like, say, a wild card or dream moves which didn't actually affect any points whatsoever, and you could just do something for free, like, yes, we do have the free hit chip, but we're not talking about that. Would you actually consider getting rid of Aguero, for example? Because 5-goal thrashing and only getting one measly goal, to me, that says, hold on a minute here, there are other strikers that are either cheaper, which are cheaper, that are actually outperforming Aguero. For example, Lacazette, Aubameyang. You think these players are actually worthy of actually coming into our teams instead of having Aguero and maybe upgrading one of our midfielders to, say, David Silva, Sterling? I mean, funny enough, a friend of mine, Nick Reed, he actually messaged me last night and he just said, I've brought in Raheem Sterling twice this season. On each occasion, he didn't play a single minute, and it summed up his luck so far. But, like I said, sorry to harp on about Harry Kane and Aguero, but do you think they're just eating up so much funds? And actually, in fact, now thinking about it, maybe moving forward, Vardy and Lacazette could be the front two of choice, along with Mitrovic or Wilson.
It's tempting, but Aguero, was he 11.1, 11.2?
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
I think, to be honest with you, he is just like, he'll always do something each week as long as he starts. That's how it seems at the moment, whereas Kane, since obviously the start of the season, has had ups and downs, hasn't he, with his value as well. I mean, Kane's obviously more expensive than Aguero. I just need somebody in that front line who's going to be consistent. And I'm not saying that Aguero is getting amazing points each week, but you just feel confident that at the moment, the way he's playing, the way he's linking up with David Silva as well, he's just going to do something each week. And I need that security as well. So, Arsenal's fixtures coming up, they're not terrible, but we are going to get into November. And November is traditionally a very hard month for Arsenal. It's one we've not done so well, and we've got Tottenham, Liverpool coming up, so that will be a lot harder. So, and as his question though, Aguero's always done well, and it's also the thing of history as well. Aguero's always done well for me in the past, so no, keeping Aguero.
No problem at all. Dan. I think we've summarised our reactory podcast perfectly there, mate.
That's it. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy the big game tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. And we'll see you soon. Thanks.
Just a quick one, Dan, as well. I think also anybody watching this on YouTube, which is pretty much the only place you can watch it. But anyway, if you have any comments, any feedback for us, please just, as Dan said, leave in the comment section. I'd be really interested to hear what you think of the podcast, what we can improve on, what you enjoy about the podcast, what you'd like to see us do instead. We just want feedback just to get some more ideas and be a bit more interactive with you guys that watch this.
Come on, Lacazette. That's all I've got to say now. Till next time.
Cheers, Dan.
Thanks for watching. See you soon.